Mitra, the political spotlight is on one man right now, Donald Trump. In 2 days from now, he's going to take oath and become the 47th president of the United States. But one condition is going to be an obstacle for that, and that is severe cold conditions in the American capital. Now, because of that, the venue of Trump's inauguration has been moved indoors. So, to understand what is the change in the venue, what the preparations have been going on, we're now being joined by our Washington correspondent, Rohit Sharma. Thank you, Rohit, for joining us here.
Thanks for having me.
All right. So my first question to you is: we have seen that there's a change in the venue of Trump's inauguration. So help us understand what is the change, what will now happen to people who've already booked tickets for his inauguration, and of course, we're also seeing some change in the schedule as well of certain events. So please walk us through that.
Sure. So it is kind of a cold start, for Trump 2.0. We have below freezing temperatures. We've got snow coming on Sunday. It's going to be between -5 degrees Celsius and -12 degrees Celsius, something that
Wow.
Donald Trump and his team obviously, that did not want to
Didn't
happen. But
anticipate.
that's the weather we're getting. So today he tweeted out, he posted a truth on Truth Social and said, "Hey, we're moving this indoors, and I don't want people to get injured, or it's freezing and anything can happen, right?" And they're expecting at least 500,000 people is what
Yeah.
the National Park Service had put out. So I think it was, it is unfortunate for Trump supporters. I spoke to some of them today, and they were disappointed. Some of them have come from as far as California. I met a couple today who've come from Texas, and there was no clarity at that point in time as to what was going to happen. But what will happen now is that Trump will follow Ronald Reagan's example. He will take his oath inside the Capitol, and that, in the Rotunda, where about the capacity of that is about 700 people. So members of Congress and their spouses are welcome to join. We'll obviously see all the VIPs and VVIPs and all the names that we've seen, like Zuckerberg's going to be there. We'll have Sundar Pichai, who's going to make an appearance. And Elon Musk, obviously. So we'll see all those people as well.
He's part of family now.
He kind of is part of the family, right? I mean, Trump actually said that he can't get rid of Musk, So, anyways, so yeah, we'll see that. A little bit of trivia: he's going to be taking oath on the same Bible that Abraham Lincoln used. So,
Okay.
trying to make sure it's historic in his own way, Trump. And after that, he's promised that he's going to make an appearance to an indoor stadium that's called the Capital One Arena in
Okay.
Chinatown. And that's where he's expecting about 20,000 people. Now, there is still no clarity as to which people will get in. And then
Yeah.
before, I left Capitol today, they were still figuring out as to who would get in or not. So, yes, plenty of people are watching closely as, what formula they develop. But he's asked people to come to Capital One Arena. He has a rally there on Sunday, and on Monday, they will
Okay.
be streaming his swearing in, and then he's going to make an appearance there, probably give a speech, and then follow through the parade and fireworks and as such. So definitely not, what Trump would have wanted. But all in all, and this is a new Trump. Had this been the Trump of 2016, we would have seen plenty of tweets and as such. But
Yeah.
he's very calm and composed, and he said, "This is how we're going to do it," and nothing after that. So yes, a lot of disappointment, but there is excitement among his supporters.
All right. You were in a short while before you were at the venue. So, what about the security arrangements? Because this is a last-minute change that we're witnessing now, and of course, last year has not been very well for President Trump. We've witnessed two assassination attempts on him. So, how are the security arrangements going on because of this last-minute change?
So what we were told is by the Capitol Police that they will still have those street closures that they were anticipating. Now they're not anticipating as many as people coming to the Capitol grounds,
Yeah.
and the focus has now moved to the Capitol One Arena. There is a mad rush to make sure everything is in place because he's going to be going there on Sunday as well as on Monday after he takes the oath to become the 47th president. So they're still trying to figure out things. Not a lot of detail that has come out. We're pretty sure that the Secret Service, they obviously are trying to ensure all the exits are secured, especially on Monday. And we'll probably learn more about it tomorrow. But yesterday we had about 25,000 Metropolitan Police Department officials who were going to be in DC, about 8,000 National Guards. We had FBI, and obviously the most important layer, Secret Service driving it all. And I think that will remain as in. It might just be a little changed to make sure his route to Capitol One Arena and coming back to Pennsylvania Avenue is secured. And I think that's the last bit of the puzzle that they were trying to figure out tonight.
All right. You were talking about the people who will be attending the ceremony. You mentioned Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk. So, what about the political leaders that are likely to witness this event? Because it's definitely going to be a political rock concert. And I'm sure not on the scale that Trump was hoping to hold this inauguration, but who are all the political leaders that we're hoping to attend this inauguration?
So, Ishita, by tradition, all the living ex-presidents and first ladies do show up. Now, we do know for a fact that Michelle Obama is skipping this event,
Yeah.
and then you also have majority leader from both the parties and show up from the Senate and from House of Representatives. You've got all the congressmen and women who show up, but there seems to be some news coming out about how President Obama and President Clinton will be there for the swearing in, but they would not go to the traditional lunch. We've heard that
Okay.
Nancy Pelosi probably is also giving it the event a skip. So there are, some of those holdouts, last minute people that are not showing up. But I think it'll be a very eventful event. I mean, you'll see all politicians, you will see foreign dignitaries showing up for the first time ever to swearing in of a U.S. president. So that will add, to the glamour and to the color of his event. And also because now they've said, it's going to be a very close setting, an intimate setting, is how they're selling it to the people. I think
Yeah.
we will definitely see all the faces that we expect to see, but some Democrat and the Democratic leadership are trying to stay away from this. And the word on the street is to each his own. He's the next president. Take it or leave it. So that's how I think even the Trump team is treating this event.
All right. My last question to you before we let you go is that it has been about optics when it comes to Trump, and this event was going to be his introduction to the world. Introduction to Trump 2.0. So when we talk about optics, what are we looking at? The kind of tone that he's going to set for his second tenure. And also he's been somebody who's been continuously saying this in his campaigns that he is going to get working from day one. So, are we looking at any major steps that he's going to take after this swearing in, of course?
Absolutely. I mean, they've already prepared. I mean, Stephen Miller has gone on the record to say that they already have about 100 executive orders to go for the
Yeah.
first 100 days of President Trump. So we will see that. There's been talk about shock and awe about those executive orders. Border is number one. I think what we've heard today is he's going to
Okay.
issue one of the first executive orders would be about immigration overhaul in the US. And then, look, he's not taken an oath yet, but his
Yeah.
transition team has already been engaged, and he's trying to take credit for the
The ceasefire
ceasefire
deal
in
as
the
well.
Middle East, right? And he's already started doing things. Foreign leaders are meeting him in Mar-a-Lago, so we'll definitely see a more empowered Trump 2.0. And excuse me. And as far as his what he will say, that speech, I think that will set the tone. So we have to look forward to what he says in his inaugural address.
All right. And I think there's a lot of anticipation for that. So, thank you, Rohit, for joining us and getting us the latest on the change in venue for Trump's inauguration and what the swearing in ceremony could look like. Thank you so much.
Sorry, I